Where is Andre Robertson taking his talents? Find out.
And an impact player returns to the gridiron next season.
And Rose Heaphy gets one more shot. It's senior day on SportsMag. Starts now.
Hello and welcome to SportsMag. I'm Rose Heaphy.
And I'm Derek Kessinger. We have some news in the basketball world to start off the show. Andre Robertson was scheduled to hold a press conference this morning to announce his draft decision. Drum roll, please. No decision. Barely 2 hours before the conference was scheduled to be held, CU canceled the event. According to the news release, there were no plans for the conference to be rescheduled. While this is all speculation, it's looking like Robertson may be sticking around for his senior year. The junior averaged a career double-double for the Buffs. That's definitely a weapon Coach Boyle will want to keep in his arsenal.
The NFL draft is underway, and the first round was not so good for the former Buffs. However, with 6 more rounds remaining, let's take a look at the top 4 projected players in this year's draft. The highest-ranked Buff is David Bakhtiari, who is ranked as the 8th best tackle in this draft class. He is projected as a 3rd or 4th round pick. Following Bakhtiari is former tight end Nick Casa. After an eventful combine, Casa is projected 5th or 7th round pick. His important strength is run blocking, which is heavily sought after in NFL tight ends. The final 2 Buffs prospects are potential late-round picks Ray Polk and Will Precheck. Scouts like Polk's durability and his potential to play many different positions on defense. Former captain Will Precheck was the Buffs' best defensive player as a senior and 2nd on the team in tackles for a loss. Hopes are high for the Buffs, but only time will tell if their dreams lead them to the big stage. With so many Buffs looking to go pro, this week's trivia question came to us quite easily. The question is, who was the last Buff to be picked in the first round of the NFL draft? Stay tuned, and we will have the answer for you at the end of the show.
SportsMag loves to connect with our viewers every week. Alexis Perry is in the studio with all the answers to your lingering CU questions in this week's Buff Banter.
Hello, Buff fans. I'm Alexis Perry with this week's edition of Buff Banter. Let's check out the first question by Paul Gill, a Buff fan from California. He asked us, since there are only a handful of CU football players currently in the NFL, is there any chance a player entering the draft this year makes an impact? Great question, Uncle Paul. Like Rose just mentioned, there are 4 Buffs currently plastered to their TVs hoping to get drafted this year. Out of the 4, I would say 2 have a legitimate chance of stepping on the gridiron at the next level. That's offensive tackle David Bakhtiari. He's the strongest Buff in the draft this year, but he's no Eric Fisher. His build is not ideal. He's a little small, and he also needs to be stronger when facing backwards momentum. Tight end Nick Casa is also looking to be drafted. Moving into tight end at the beginning of his senior year was a really tough adjustment, and he did okay. He tends to struggle physically receiving the ball, but he proved to be willing to adapt and block when needed. So overall, I don't believe there is a Buff currently in the draft that we'll see in the Hall of Fame. Next question comes from Daniel Isabel, asking, when can I see a total turnaround of the Colorado football program? Well, Danny, here's the deal. Coach Mack needs a team that is fully his before a team will be successful. I'm not saying there aren't players from previous recruiting classes that are valuable. For example, Chidera Uzo-Diribe is a strong defensive end for the Buffs, who has some NFL potential. But for this team to become a cohesive unit, they need to be all Coach Mack recruits. Therefore, start looking forward to the 2016 season, roughly when the majority of the team will be Mackers. Be sure to follow us at CU Sports Mag and follow me at Alexis Ray Perry. Back to the Dream Team, Derek and Rose.
Thanks, Alexis. Many fans may have their eyes on the upcoming quarterback battle, but soon their attention will switch to a different position. Star wide receiver Paul Richardson is poised to make his comeback this season after tearing his ACL. From our affiliate broadcast, News Team's Adam Lucas reports on Richardson's return to the gridiron.
Oh, faithful Buffs fans, it's time for some good news. Paul Richardson is back.
20, they're not going to get him. 5, touchdown, Paul Richardson.
It feels good to be back out here with my team. I've missed them a lot. We had a struggling season last year, but we put that behind us this spring, and we're moving forward.
Just over a year ago, Richardson was gearing up for the 2012 season with high expectations and a lot of hype surrounding him. But he tore his ACL during spring practices, forcing him to sit out the entire year and watch from the sidelines.
Mentally, it just made me more hungry, and it made me just, appreciate playing football, appreciate what I'm blessed to be able to do.
You can definitely tell it's been hard on him, especially last fall, especially the way things were last fall of us losing. He wanted to help us out. He was in there cheering us on in practice and the games, and so, man, he's relieved that he's back and competing and getting back to his old self.
Richardson's career at CU has been slowed by injuries, but with his health in check heading into the offseason, he's ready to impress.
This past year has just been, figure out who I am, my role on this team, and doing the best I can at it.
And what do you think your role is on the team?
My role is to make plays. Period. I got to be that breath of fresh air for the team, and I know they're going to be leaning on me, so I got to be able to make plays.
Richardson isn't wasting any time in showing he's capable of doing just that. In fact, in CU's spring game, Richardson caught 5 passes for 169 yards and a touchdown to cap off a great spring.
I've just been blessed to have a successful spring, especially coming off an injury. Most guys will be hesitant. Most guys will be, unsure. I have a high level of confidence, and, that's what I work with.
Buffs fans, coaches, and players alike hope that confidence will carry Richardson through the upcoming season and that he can provide a deep threat that the Buffs offense didn't have last year.
With his speed and just his knack for the game, can find himself open when theoretically he shouldn't be open.
And Richardson understands his importance to his team's success.
I can't take a break. I can't, take a play off, take a day off because of all the people that depend on me. So I know the voter community leans on me, and the Colorado fans and Buff Nation leans on me. So, I just want to make everyone happy.
The Buffs are looking to climb out of the Pac-12 cellar, and they've got a tough road ahead, but Richardson's return is cause for hope on the horizon. Adam Lucas, News Team Boulder.
Up next, find out which track star broke another record for CU.
And later in the show, we say goodbye to our graduating seniors. Stay tuned.
Students who join the Peace Corps are usually very adventurous people, very outdoorsy. They usually are very caring, very passionate people.
For the second year in a row, CU Boulder has outproduced all other universities in the nation, both big and small, in the number of alumni who are serving as Peace Corps volunteers. That's a very, very important thing for us.
Peace Corps continues to be the gold standard for international volunteer service. It's Americans making a difference around the world, and many of those Americans have come from this great university.
I'm not sure if it's a beautiful setting or the mountains or the weather, but one thing's for sure, there's a special civic pride on this campus.
The great spirit of volunteerism here on campus and internationalism that you find here really just kind of brings Peace Corps out a little more than it does on other campuses, I think.
You should be very proud to come from a campus that inspires so much public service and collectively works to build a better world.
Oh, let's sit down for a second, okay? So
Hey, Kayla, there's Mary from your class.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Kayla. Come and play.
Oh, sweetie. Why don't you go play with those kids over there?
Why?
Imagine the power of one voice. Find yours at freedomcenter.org.
Andre Robertson's recent indecision is putting a spotlight on the basketball team.
In this week's Double Team, Laura Kuchkowski and Hannah Queso tell us what to look for next season.
Hi, I'm Laura Kuchkowski sitting here with Hannah Queso. We're going to be speaking this week about men's highlights and what we're going to be expecting for next season. Were you at a lot of the games?
Yeah, I actually went to a lot of the games this year, not so much in the beginning of the season, but definitely towards the end, and I had so much fun. The fans at the games are crazy. They bring all their posters and everything. Like, it's awesome to go, and it must psych the team up so much. They must be so ready to play for our fans. It was so much fun.
Even as we've seen throughout popular YouTube videos, the C unit is a huge part of this team. Just compared to away games where they haven't done quite as well, but they're still so far up there compared to some teams. It's really great to see how many fans come out there. More than 10,000 in 12 out of our 15 games, which is huge for the team.
Definitely. So this year we've lost 2 seniors, which is not that great for the rest of the team. You know, it's sad to see our seniors go. But there's a lot of younger players coming up, which is awesome because they can build chemistry and learn how everyone plays. You know.
Even our juniors this year, they've been playing for so long together now that it's really great. They've had that whole chemistry together, and it definitely shows on the court. You can see it when you watch the games that they really get along. They know what they're doing together. Even some of our sophomores like Dinwiddie and Booker work so well together. They're holding the leading scores for freshman and sophomore year, and then close behind that is Xavier Johnson and Josh Scott, and it just shows that you really need that duo together to make a great team.
Yeah, and another great player, he's a junior, Ben Mills, who's going to be a senior. He just won Most Improved Junior, which is awesome. He must be so excited for that. And if he keeps improving like he did this year, he can be a really strong player next year.
We have so many great players on this team, honestly. Andre Robertson obviously is the top choice. If you ask any of the fans, that's the name that they know. And even this season, he had 347 rebounds, which is huge. He holds the second nationally for over 1,000 rebounds and just needs 10 more to even beat our school record, which is really great to see. He's going to improve in the next season.
Yeah.
Everybody in the team, it's really great to see them working so well together.
Yeah, well, Andre's conference was canceled this morning, so we don't know if he's going to be leaving the team or staying. But hopefully he stays so he can improve with the rest of the team and have a strong senior year and try to make it to the NCAA tournament like they did the past 2 years.
Yeah, they've made it to the NCAA back-to-back appearances for the first time in 50 years, which even shows a lot about just this team and how much chemistry really helps out. And we made it only to the 3rd round and didn't finish it up, but it's definitely a strong team.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. I'm Laura Kuchkowski, sitting here with Hannah Queso. Take it back to the desk.
Sophomore Eileen Gehring is having a record-breaking weekend at the CU track and field. Gehring broke her previous 400-meter dash record by 0.15 of a second. She ran it in 53.23 seconds at the Mount SAC Regionals. Just a day earlier, Gehring broke the school record for the 200-meter dash. Gehring and the rest of the Buffs track team will compete this weekend at the Peyton Jordan Cardinal Invitational. The women's golf team finished 9th at the Pac-12 Championships in Valencia, California this week. Junior Jenny Coleman finished 3rd overall. Coleman's finish is the best individual postseason finish in program history. She shot a final round of even par to finish 3rd under par with 213 strokes. Colorado now awaits their postseason fate, which will be decided Monday, April 29th. If the Buffs are not selected, Coleman could be one of 18 chosen to be an individual competitor.
The CU soccer team's fall season is looking very bright after a successful spring. The Buffs went undefeated in all 8 of their spring matches with a 7-0-1 record. Future senior Annie Stuller led the herd with her 7 goals and 6 assists. After beating Colorado Cup rivals Denver University and Colorado College, CU capped off its winning streak by shutting out Northern Colorado 3-0. Coach Danny Sanchez was pleased with the strides that the team made, but there's still a lot of work to be done before the fall. Buff athletes are once again showing off their academic achievements. More than 36 athletes won awards at the annual Student Athlete Academic Recognition Banquet. Football player Malcolm Creer was awarded the Clancy A. Herbst Jr. Award for overcoming personal difficulties for both academically and athletically. Track athlete Brian Owens was awarded with the same recognition. This year's Tom Hansen Medal Award was given to Emma Coburn and Sabatino Chen. The athletes were chosen based on their academic achievements, as well as their academic achievements in athletics and also in leadership.
When we return, I give a retrospective of my CU sports analysis over the last 4 years on campus.
And Wiley Urick asked students for their opinion on their favorite Buff moments this year.
We won 24 NCAA championships, sent 18 NASA astronauts into space, inspired 4 Nobel laureates, unlocked the genetic secrets of cancer in a place that averages over 300 days of sunshine a year, ranks as America's smartest and healthiest city, and is home to the mightiest mascot in college sports. If you didn't know what the University of Colorado is all about, now you do.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, how was your weekend? Oh, have you studied for jogging? Oh, yeah.
Pay attention. It matters.
It's a freshman tradition to begin your career in Folsom Field for convocation and then graduate from the same football stadium 4 years later. In between, the pain's on the football field, which brings us to this final sound off. My freshman year, Coach Dan Hawkins guaranteed 10 wins from the football team. They only won 3 games that year, and he would only win 3 games the next year before being fired. Following him up, John Embry won only 4 games, and we now have a new football coach who has no defense and no quarterback. But besides for the football team, there have been other positive strides on campus, particularly the basketball team. Alec Burks came to campus as a good player, but quickly turned into a great player on his way to the NFL draft. Or the NBA draft, sorry about that. But Tad Boyle really sustained things for the program. 20 wins in 3 straight years, the first time in CU history, and a Pac-12 championship. And that Pac-12 movement has really been the defining characteristic of my 4 years on campus. The Buffs are now poised to be in better competition both on the field and academically in a variety of sports, although the soccer team and the volleyball team have yet to catch up to that streak. Maybe they'll win a couple games next year. But there have been other great moments. 2 Olympic athletes in Shalea Kipp and Emma Coburn, as well as other strides, including 2 more wins for the ski team. I would like to say that in the years to come, after I graduate, I would like to see baseball on campus. Either change the renovations on Folsom Field so that you can add a baseball stadium there, build one somewhere else, or even have them play down in Coors Field. This is a baseball town, and it would be great to see that. But overall, sports have been a big part of my time on campus, along with CU Sports Mag, obviously. It's been a great 4 years. Maybe the football team will win 10 games somewhere down the road.
Thanks, Derek. Now it's time to look back on this particular season. Sports Mag's Wiley Urick asked you on campus to rank the best and worst CU sports moments.
Hi guys, Wiley Urick here at the UMC. I went around to ask students what their best and worst moments were for the year in sports for CU. Let's check it out.
Like sports-related moment?
The best moment for me this year wasn't just a single moment, but it was the passion from all the CU fans, especially at the basketball games.
Gosh, it's just so hard. There's just been so many of them, you know? It's like I went to the basketball games, all the football games, so many friends, so many colleagues were there.
In the very beginning of basketball games, where everyone waits for the moment where someone is about to make the first point and then everyone throws up the paper. It's just a great moment when everyone is just together, just rooting for the Buffalo.
I don't know.
Definitely rushing the court after CU beat Arizona at home. That was pretty awesome.
When we found out that the basketball team was not going to go to the playoffs.
Probably the Washington CU football game.
Why?
We just got hammered, like just destroyed in that game, and I don't think we scored any points.
So.
In indoor soccer, we lost in the finals, and in outdoor soccer, I hurt my knee, so we couldn't do playoffs because I was the only girl.
There are a lot of ups and downs in this year's sports for CU, but with the year winding down, I think most students can hold their head high and be proud of the athletic program. CU Sports Mag, I'm Wiley Uhrig.
Thank you, Wiley. Colorado may be a landlocked state, but you'd never guess it from the way the CU club swim team performs. The men and women took home their third straight national title earlier this week. The Buffs dominated the field with 14 first-place finishes and broke 3 meet records. The team also walked away with 17 new team records. 50 Buffs attended nationals. Maybe that's how they're winning. They just send the most people. More than 1,300 swimmers competed, making the event the largest nationwide club swimming and diving meet ever held.
I hope you haven't been sweating too much over that trivia question, but don't worry, we've got the answer for you. In case you forgot, the question is, who was the last Buff to be picked in the first round of the NFL draft? And the answer is Nate Solder. He was drafted in the 2011 draft by the New England Patriots with the 17th overall pick.
Coming up next, the multi-talented Wiley Uhrig jumps from the street to the weather studio for the weather report.
And we get to say goodbye to our graduating seniors. Stay tuned.
About to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Well, look at this. Uh-oh, it's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies and guns. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, just write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652, and help take a bite out of crime.
I want it, I want it.
This house was almost saved from a fire that was almost put out by neighbors who almost volunteered. As generous a nation as we are, sometimes instead of giving, we almost give. But almost giving is the same as not giving at all.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
The number 2 men's lacrosse team went up against their longtime rival, the number 1 CSU Rams, last Saturday. Both teams entered the game undefeated, but CU lost for the first time this season with an ending score 8-3. Matt White, Ryan Haynes, and Riley Settle all scored for the Buffs, with Jace Gain and Settle getting helpers. Sophomore Jace Gain believes the team lost their focus on the field last Saturday. Despite the loss, CU heads to Grand Junction next weekend for the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Conference Tournament and will play Brigham Young in the first round.
Well, hopefully the snowstorms are behind us, but weatherman Wiley will let us know for sure. He'll tell us all about that weekend weather. So take it away, Wiley, if you can.
Hey guys, welcome into CU Sports Mag Weather. I'm Wiley Uhrig, and thank you so much. The spring gods are out. There is no more snow left in our forecast. We are looking at sunny skies for the weekend, so let's check out the weekend forecast. So Friday, today, mostly sunny skies, high of 64 degrees with a low of 37. And on Saturday, warming up again, high of 71 with a low of 43. Sunday, we're going to continue pushing the meters up, getting a little 81 degrees with a low of 48 and sunny skies. And Monday, Wow, another increase. High of 82 degrees, low of 46 and sunny. So let's check out the ski report. Arapahoe Basin is still open, so if you're trying to ski this weekend, it's going to be great weather. Saturday, high of 27 degrees. Sunday, high of 26, base depth 72 inches, and you're looking at sunny skies. So if you find your way out to the mountain, you're going to have a great weekend. If you're looking to check out the Rockies game, we're going to be away in Arizona playing the D-backs this weekend, but it's going to be a scorcher out there. Friday, 93 degrees, sunny skies. Saturday, wow, I'm just getting hot thinking about it. 99 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to look at it 99 again. So just great weather out in Arizona. If you're out there, just have some fun. And I would just love to thank all the seniors for all the great work they do. And I just want to have a shout out to Rose and Derek. So I want to just send it back to the desk. See you guys.
Thank you, Wiley. And as he said, this is Rose and my last show of the semester, along with some other Sports Mag staff who will be graduating.
Yeah, that includes our director, Jason Raffle. And so in a special segment, we take a look back at some of our favorite show moments and we get to say goodbye.
Check out some highlights from the CU women's basketball game against Wyoming. So this Jason kid.
Jason Raffle, you might be the nicest kid on the planet.
It's going to be sad to see you go, but I can't wait to see what you do.
Because you were so good with everything, it's like it really made me really mad that you were so good at everything, so it made me want to be good at everything.
You're like a mini Greg, and you literally know everything in the control room and the edit bay, and any questions anyone has, technical-wise, go to you.
You're an amazing director. You're going to go far. I'm excited to see where you go, and hopefully we'll both be on the East Coast and we'll stay in touch after college.
You literally have the most hilarious dry humor of somebody I've ever met in my entire life.
You were always so helpful in the studio, but you always followed it really quickly with a nice snarky comment.
The fact that you're like the only other person who I can geek out with, literally, and walk around the floor at NAB with and just be happy, that's impressive. That's very impressive.
Former Colorado linebacker Brad Jones has now started the last 3 games for the Green Bay Packers.
Derek in Denver, my Sports Mag boyfriend.
You're going to have a bright future ahead of you. You are one of my favorite people to read sports-wise.
You were the first guy I did an anchoring position with, and you kind of kept me calm when I was losing my head.
So Derek's been involved almost as long as Rose and myself, and I don't even remember exactly when he started because he just kind of fit in with everyone.
You're a really good anchor. And hopefully, if you want to be on air, I think you're really good at it.
You'll be the next Mel Kiper. I mean, you'll be better than Mel Kiper because Mel Kiper's terrible.
I am so glad that I talked to the guy who asked me about my Pop-Tarts in a talk that one day. We've had a class together every semester here at CU, and your friendship has been so amazing. You've been there oh my God. Okay. This is all gonna go in there, isn't it?
Josephine Heathy.
Josephine.
Joe Rowe.
Josephine.
Rose, aka JoJo, that's what I'm gonna call you.
Josephine.
Oh, Rose.
Josephine, I know you're crying right now, but you still have some more show to do, so kind of suck it up for a little bit.
You were always pushing people to be better, and I feel like that is something really admirable.
Our car rides were unforgettable. Our conversations were wonderful. I'm gonna miss you.
You're not embarrassed to be yourself, and I think that really makes you special.
I'm really sad to be leaving you, but I hope we get to work together again soon.
You love to help people, and you're so driven, and I know you're going to be so successful in this business.
Her career is going to take off like crazy. She's so talented, and she's so just enthusiastic about life, about sports, and about broadcasting. So I'm just excited to see where she ends up.
Well, thank you all for
yes,
that.
Thank you, that was wonderful.
And I didn't ever make it into a senior package my entire time on Sports Mag, so I'd just like to say how great it's been working with all of you these years, and what a big part of the CU experience this has been for me.
It's been a lot of fun. So for our last time, thank you so much for watching this week's Sports Mag. Stay tuned for next semester. I'm Rose Heathy, sitting alongside
Derek Kessinger.
Have a nice week.